right, welcome back to the show. Today we're talking about rookie extensions or rookie max contracts. The guys that are coming off their rookie scale contracts and they want big money or they got big money. We're talking about guys like Zion Williamson, Luka Doncic, Trae Young, Ja Morant, Deandre Ayton. That's kind of the interesting one we're going to talk about. So let's talk about max contracts at first. Max contracts kind of suck because it's not a free market. It's not like I'm at the end of my contract and now I'm going to go to the highest bidder. It is not that way. The CBA allows for certain teams to offer certain amounts of money and other teams to offer other amounts of money. It's not a free market. You don't get to go wherever the highest bidder is, which is fine, I guess. I don't know. Who cares? A player is always incentivized to stay on the team that he rode in on, the team that not necessarily drafted him, but the team that he ended up on after the draft, or the team he stayed on because it was the team that drafted him. So you're always incentivized to stick with your team. I don't know why the NBA likes that, but they really do. They make a very big point to draft well and keep the guys you already have. Here's a weird thing about max contracts though. Your money can go up with the accolades you get. Who decides these accolades? The media. So the media can decide how much a guy makes, which people don't really like. Another thing about this is the accolades you get are based on your stats to some degree, right? So you may see guys, I don't know, take more shots, try to get more rebounds, have more assists because they want more money and they want their stats to look good, so they might get an All-NBA, a Defensive Player of the Year, or the MVP. So they're going to play with that in mind, whether it's in the front of their mind or it's subconscious, which is kind of weird because you might make decisions to the detriment of your team, but maybe make you look better on paper. I don't know. It's kind of weird. No one really talks about that. Also, max contracts get higher the more years you've been in the league. So the CBA, the Players Union, fought for getting guys that have been in the league the longest, the most money. You know, Chris Paul is the leader or the president of the Players Union, so that makes sense. He's been in the league for a very long time. He's going to set himself up real good. So let's talk about a player that is re-signing with his own team. What type of deal does he get? Well, he gets a up to 5-year deal that can be 25% of the salary cap. That's a lot of money. And that can go up 8% every year. Not too bad, right? Let's talk about the deal you could get if you signed with a different team. It's not as good. Still 25% of the salary cap, but it can only be 4 years, not 5 years. And it can only go up 5%, not 8%, like as if he would have signed with the team that he was already on. So let's talk about Deandre Ayton. The Suns could have offered him a 25% contract that goes up 8% every year for 5 years. But instead, he's on a contract for only 4 years that goes up 5% every year and is for 25% of the salary cap. Why? Why does he have that deal? Well, he got an offer sheet from the Pacers because the Pacers could only offer him that, a worse deal, right? That's all the Pacers could offer. And the Suns matched that deal because he was a restricted free agent. Basically, any team could make an offer for Deandre Ayton. The Suns could match it and have him as a player. Very shrewd on behalf of Robert Sarver, the owner or GM. I don't even know. I think he's maybe just the owner, but very shrewd of him because why not have another team make a worse offer than the one you can make and then just match that offer and save yourself potentially $50 million. Deandre Ayton's probably not happy about that because Trae Young and Luka Doncic and Ja Morant have giant deals for 5 years and he does not. So he's probably a little bit salty, but he's also not as good as those players. So good on the Suns. They saved a little bit of money. DeAndre's probably not happy, but how can you be upset making $200 million a year? He'll be fine. How can you be upset making $50 million a year or $35 million, whatever it was? How, you know, he'll be fine. So let's talk about the rookie extension. The rookie extension is interesting because you can sign that deal a year before your rookie scale contract is up. So you've been in the league like Zion for 3 years. The Pelicans can extend him 5 more years. So 6 years because he has 1 more year left on that rookie scale and they can extend him for his max contract for 5 more years. So he's going to be a Pelican for 6 years unless he requests a trade, which is entirely possible. What can he get with that? Well, he can get 25%, 5-year deal, goes up 8% every year. Really great. Not only that, he can also get 30% of the salary cap. How? If he's first team All-NBA. So being on this extension, it gives you the ability to make a All-NBA team or MVP or Defensive Player of the Year and increase your salary. That is now an option. And I believe Zion, if he makes first team, he has to make first team All-NBA, he can actually make $50 million more over the course of that 5-year deal. Pretty good. He also has to stay under 295 pounds. I believe he gets weighed in every week and he has to be under 295 pounds or he loses a lot of money, which is kind of interesting. Let's take Trae Young. So Trae Young, his contract kicks in this year. he did an extension. He can get 30% of the salary cap. Why is he getting 30%, not the 25? He already qualified for that incentive because he was third team All-NBA last year. Luka Doncic, how much is he making? Luka Doncic is making the same thing. His extension kicks in next year and he is making 30% because he qualified for this incentive his second year in the league when he made first team All-NBA. And he's been first team All-NBA 3 years in a row. He's been in the league for 4 years, and 3 of those years, he's been the best player at his position, which is pretty incredible. So that's how that works. One more thing to bring up about this contract is you can only have one of these players that is on that extension on your team. So that is why Bam Adebayo cannot be traded to the Brooklyn Nets, because Ben Simmons is also on that type of contract. So you can only have one of those players on each team at a time. So now you know that. That is how that works. So I hope that made sense. Hopefully this is the last time I'm recording this, but be good, love your mother, eat a hot dog, corn dog, whatever you want to eat. Bye.